an app that'll find the next anime, because that's something that somebody will use, because guess what, somebody just like you has that problem. So it's great to just make something because you can make it, but nobody will use it unless they have that problem that you're solving. So whether you're starting a startup, whether you're trying to figure out what's that next project that I should make, start with the problem. Don't start with the solution. Please start with the problem. Don't start with the solution. And some of them are saying, you know what? I like Python. Let me make a Python app. No, 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 no. Don't start with the technology. Start with the problem. What's the problem? Now solve it. Don't look for, oh, I should make another app. Okay, is it solving a problem? Because you should solve a problem. You shouldn't make an app, you should solve a problem. You could say Google made an app, but no, Google solved a problem. Nobody knew and did search right. So guess what? Google solved that problem. So now we go to Google. Guess what? At one point there was like, where do I find videos of cats? YouTube was like, I got that. I got you, dog. We're gonna throw some cats. And guess what? People go up there and they watch cats because that's what they want to do. They had a problem. YouTube came with a solution. And guess what? Now YouTube is getting paid. I need you to do the same thing. You have a problem. Think of that problem. Now build a solution, because that's what we pay for, solutions. I know people are telling you right now they pay for code and they pay for applications. No, they do not. They don't give a damn what application you use. They want a solution to their problem. So if you can solve their problem, they do not care if you're using a bottle of Windex to solve it. You solved my problem. All right, Yuri, go ahead and create some more value for him.
Yeah, I will say that since you have so many different technologies and stuff on your portfolio, I will say try to cater it to whichever job you're applying to. And for example, I made like three portfolios. I have one for like my technical writing, I have one for front end, and I have one for full stack. Those three,
Absolutely, absolutely love that. Go
yeah,
ahead,
in
Yuri.
those three categories, so you can cater better your portfolio to those positions instead of keeping it just like, hey, this is everything I know how to do. And you can mention it, like for example, in my front end resume, I have like, oh yeah, I know Node.js, I know how to work with data, I know algorithms and stuff like that. You mention it as a plus, but it's best if you cater it specifically to the job position that you're applying, and it's more likely for them to hit you up if your profile matches what they're looking for.
Boom. I love it. That's why I love Yuri being up here. She's always creating value. And that's probably why she's getting paid the big bucks right now. Because guess what? She's creating value for others. You could be getting paid the big bucks too. But guess what? You didn't grab the mic. All right, we're on the hunt, getting a job in tech. If you got questions, hopefully we have answers. M is up here getting all of that value. He's literally stealing money out of your pockets. It could have been you. You could have been getting these answers. You could have been getting this value, but you're not. Why is that? It's because M grabbed the mic. If you have questions, feel free to share them under the pinned tweet at the top. Or guess what? Grab the mic, fast track your application to the top of the stack, and get one step closer to that tech, juicy tech money. All right, M, thank you so much for the question and the answers. It's so good when somebody actually grabs the mic and we could actually talk to a human being, because talking to a human being is how you get this job in tech. People say, "Oh, I gotta code. I gotta learn that next technology." No, what you gotta do is talk to that hiring manager. There's millions of dollars going all around. You could be getting some of that money, but you didn't grab the mic. Jeff did. It's absolutely crazy. Why is Jeff up here and not you? It could have been you. All right, Jeff, go ahead, create some value, maybe ask a question, whatever, or just like uh, hang out. Go ahead, Jeff. You have the floor.
Hey, I love that, man. Thank you. Thank you, by the way. What's up, Sean? What's up, Yuri? I don't think I've ever spoken to Yuri in a space, and I know I've definitely talked to Sean. So,
Yeah, no, we haven't. Nice to meet you.
yeah, I've seen you around, so it's very good to meet you. Um,
Love it.
I, I,
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't have a question. Um, I, I have been through the gauntlet. Um, Hang on, my iPhone just wigged out. Okay, yeah. I've been through the gauntlet myself. I feel like yes, I definitely have some personal information I could share if there are questions once it gets to that.
I love it. I love it. Please stay on the stage. We definitely have lots of questions, Jeff. Now, Jeff, wonderful software engineer at Cisco. I wanna stress. Realize that as a software engineer, we go through thousands of questions each day. Like why am I at this stand up, and why has it been 2 hours? Why am I still in this meeting? Why? We have lots of questions, whether it's why is my code not working, to why is this code working. It doesn't matter what the question is. If you go through 1,000 questions, here's my biggest tip to all the devs: write your questions down. You probably didn't answer half those questions. You just skipped it and went on to the next one. Well, guess what? If Jeff had just asked a question, I don't know. Maybe he would be one step closer to that promotion at Cisco. I don't know. But guess what? He didn't have a question. He came up here to create some value for us, and that
Oh
is
no, no,
equally as
I've got
valuable.
I've got so many questions. I've got so many questions. They're endless. Uh,
Exactly. So be like Jeff. Have those questions. Grab the mic, and hopefully we will get some value out of you. So for those that just came in, we're gonna refresh the room. We're on the hunt, getting a job in tech. If you got questions, hopefully Jeff will have some answers for you. All right, team. So if you don't already know, we're from the 100 Devs, a wonderful, wonderful dev agency teaching us CSS, HTML, JavaScript, Node, backend, full stack engineering, and all the social skills it takes to get a job in tech. And I add, for the free. Please, please grab the mic. You could have been one step closer to getting all that wonderful tech money. But guess what? You didn't grab the mic. So now we're about to just go to the top and answer somebody's questions. Guess what? Luke Dumas just stole your money. You could have been up here getting your question, but guess what? Luke Dumas is getting all that value. What are some of the most. If we already read that one. Unfortunately, Luke Dumas already got his value. Um, and let's see. Next. Where is it? Boom. How do you get better with technical interviews? I have been doing Code Wars thus far. Anything else I should be doing at this point? Lovely, lovely question. It could have been your question. You could have been one step closer, but hopefully you'll just get that, secondhand value that Yuri is about to give. That being said, there's lots of ways to prepare for that tech interview. I'll let
I will
Yuri go.
say, yeah, I will say that the same way you get better at coding is just practice and practice and practice on top of practice. And something that you must never neglect is your soft skills, because you're going to be interviewing with a person and you're going to be having to walk them through your thought process. And a good way to practice is just to talk a lot if you don't want to involve a friend, or like it's embarrassing, or whatever. You can just talk, allow your thought process, like while you're solving um, a coding problem. It can be like code swar, lead code, whatever. You can just talk about your thought process, and it's just with practice. And with that, I'm out. This has been lovely. Sean, thank you so much for having me. Jeff, nice to meet you. And everyone, I know it can be a bit scary to grab the mic, but we're all here to learn from each other. And this is just, it's incredible when you connect with people with the same mindset and with the same struggles that you're in. So don't hesitate to grab the mic. And Sean, you're doing an amazing job. And thank you so much for having me. And if anyone else has any more questions, my DMs are always open. And I'm a very friendly person. And I hope you all have a good night. So thank you for having me again. And bye bye.
Love it, Yuri. Thank you for coming and creating value for us. Please, please, please hit Yuri in the DMs. Please follow her. Please comment under her tweets. Do all of those things that you're supposed to be doing to properly network here on this Bird app. You got this, Yuri. Thank you for the value. All right, guys. So, I'm gonna refresh the room. We're on the hunt, getting a job in tech. If you have questions, please put it under the pinned tweet. Or better yet, grab the mic. Fast track your dev career and get your questions answered. All right, so Samuel is next. Hopefully, he has some juicy questions for Jeff. Well, you there, Samuel? It's your time to shine.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, Samuel, you're there. Go ahead.
I'm Samuel Daniels, a Nigerian based in Ghana. I'm a web developer, and I've been here in Ghana for like 2 years now. And but it's been kind of crazy trying to get either a remote job or on-site job. So I've created my own portfolio sites, but I'm still struggling with a whole lot of things and stuff like that. So I'm asking or soliciting if anybody has any way of or links to remote jobs. I'll be so grateful to have one. That's my
Boom. Samuel is looking for links to remote jobs. Please, please, please. If you have links to remote jobs, you could have been in Samuel's DMs right now, giving him that value. Realize people would pay for that type of value. People would pay for that type of value. If you had that value, you need to be on this stage. Please grab the mic. I don't want to have to solicit speakers, but for those who just came, we're on the hunt getting a job in tech. If you got questions, hopefully we got answers. Please share that wonderful, wonderful space so those friends in your wonderful followers can get this value. All right, Samuel. I unfortunately do not have a link for specifically remote jobs. I'm going to keep that in mind and you in mind. Please, what I want you to do is. What I want you to do is please follow me so that your DMs won't be literally lost in the spam section of my DMs. Once you follow me, send me that message saying you want links to wonderful remote jobs. And I don't know if Jeff has links to remote jobs, but hopefully I'll find a recruiter and get one of those juicy links.
Yeah, so I'll say no, no, I don't have links specifically, but what I did notice is Samuel. He was talking about his portfolio, right? So you're talking about building your portfolio, and then now you want these links, right? Is that kind of the vibe I was getting?
Oh, I'm just telling you that I have a portfolio site. I can work as a senior developer.
I'm so sorry, my hand slipped. Keep talking. Unmute yourself, Samuel. I'm so sorry.
I was saying that I have a portfolio site and I can work as a junior developer, a senior developer. I basically do JavaScript, PHP, little of Python, and more of React, to be precise. So, I mean, I'm just looking at anywhere come out from because I've registered on Upwork, all these top profile, touring, and the rest of all those. Like nothing is coming up. I'm just thinking anywhere anything can come up.
Yeah, like I always like to say is definitely focus on your portfolio, right? So you can have all these side projects, and everybody starts all these side projects, right? And they come and they go, but the one thing that stays around is your portfolio. So that that for me was like where I did the most learning, and I rebuilt my portfolio with different tech stacks and several times, so that everything else on the side, like all of my little projects, they came and they went, but the one thing that stayed was my portfolio. So I put a lot of effort into that, and that basically kind of became my project.
I absolutely love it. Um, and what I love more is that these spaces are unrecorded, so I could give like my absolute unfiltered answer and tell him exactly how I used to do it. So the way I used to get my application and my profile above all the rest. I don't know if you have a LinkedIn, but make sure you have a wonderful LinkedIn. And if you don't, make sure that your job description as well as your job title, what you're looking for, is in your title. Not only that, here is the absolute secret technique. If you wonderfully put that title as well as what you're looking for in your banner, realize that recruiters can only see three things before clicking on your profile: your title, your picture, and that banner. Make sure that all of those are immaculate. You have a nice headshot, it looks beautiful. You have a nice title that looks like the job description. AK, if you're looking for web developer jobs, your title shouldn't say software engineer. If you're looking for if you're looking for data analyst jobs, your title shouldn't say security analyst. Now, why is that? It's because when somebody Google searches you on LinkedIn, It's searching for those juicy keywords in your title. And if your title doesn't look like the thing I'm looking for, aka maybe I'm looking for a web developer, if your thing says Python software engineer, I'm going to immediately think that you're not a web developer, even though you might be a web developer. But because you didn't write web developer, guess what? You got skipped over. And then, second, here's the juicy part. If you have that title, not only as your title, but somehow in your banner, when you go and look at a recruiter's account on LinkedIn, they will get a notification saying Samuel is looking at their profile. And it'll show them a picture and it'll show their banner saying, I'm looking for web dev jobs. And then that recruiter is going to be like, whoa, I'm giving web dev jobs. Maybe I should look at Samuel's profile. And then boom, somehow, just because I put that into my banner and then I went to hundreds of hiring managers and hundreds of recruiters to get that little Sean is looking at your profile right now. Maybe you should send him a message. And then boom, they just start rolling in. Recruiters are sending us messages because they're saying, "Oh, whoa, I like Samuel's wonderful profile. It looks exactly like that application." So, boom, that's how you get it. Just make sure that, your profile looks good to a hiring manager and get in those interviews. Thank you so much, Samuel, for coming up and grabbing the mic. So, I have a question. Why did Samuel get all of that value and you didn't? Oh no, what just happened? Oh, the music died. Big tragedy, big tragedy. Okay, that being said, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to speed to the next question. We talked about the wonderful, wonderful Code Wars. That being said, grab the mic so that I can get this music back on. It's so crazy how many people are in here and nobody grabbing the mic. Either grab the mic or share the space so that one of your wonderful friends or followers can get all of this value. All right. So, that being said, we're on the hunt getting a job in tech. If you got questions, we got answers. There's lots of people right now frantically typing, trying to share their question under the tweet. And that's good and all, but we would love it if you could grab the mic. We would love to hear your wonderful voice, and we would love you to get that wonderful value. Because if you're up there typing right now, Soft is literally stealing your value. That value is for you, but guess what? Soft raised his hand, got straight to the front of the list, and guess what? Now he's getting his question answered instead of yours. It could have been your value, but now Soft is stealing it. Go ahead, Soft. Ask your question, give a tip, answer, what have you. Just relax. What are we going for? Try to keep it short, 30 to 60 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay, greetings everybody. Can you hear me? Can-
Yeah, we
Okay,
yeah, we hear you perfect. Go.
mine is more of a contribution than a question. Okay, I started my tech journey a year and 6 months now, and while I was learning, I was more focused on project-based learning. I look for my friends that have tech issues. They want to do things. I'll tell them, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, but it's going to take me 2 months, it's going to take me 3 months to get it done. And some of my friends were like, okay, since you can do it, okay, let's start. So that was how I started getting serious tech jobs, even while still learning. Initially, I started with Android development. So I had to work with a PhD student that needed an app. And that was actually my first Android project. Subsequently, I got another friend. He wanted to do some analysis on data. As of that point in time, I didn't really know much about JavaScript, but I told him that so long as it's coding, it can be done. So I asked him to give me a little time to do a little research. And as I'm speaking to you right now, that project is completed. So I'm equally working on my social media handles, my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I've not really worked on my LinkedIn because originally I'm a chemical engineer, but I'm working on career shift. So, but once I have enough jobs, I will be switching my LinkedIn profile. So that's actually the contribution I have to the discussion. Thank you very much.
Love it. Thank you so much, Soft. Now, you probably are thinking right now that, boom, you are thinking right now, I could have, I could have, I could have gave that exact information that Soft gave. Why didn't you? Why didn't you grab the mic? It's so crazy who grabs the mic and who doesn't. People sit here for like 30 minutes all day and never grab the mic, get their question answered. Sorry about that. All right, guys. So for those who just got in here, we're on the hunt, getting a job in tech. If you have questions, answers, tips, advice, we would love to hear from you. But if you don't already know, we're from 100 Devs, a wonderful dev agency teaching us HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Node, backend, the soft skills to get a job in tech for the free. So if you love that free knowledge, join us, grab the mic, ask your question, get this value. Absolutely crazy. This is probably how recruiters feel. They put out a job board and then nobody answered, and then they're like, why? Well, there's no jobs in tech. Then people are saying there's no jobs in tech, and they're like, yo, we're offering jobs, you just haven't raised your hand. You literally just haven't raised your hand. There's jobs everywhere. Like, he's telling me he can't find a job. There's a long list of jobs waiting to be opened on Fiverr. There's lots of jobs. People are just waiting. Just wait. Come do this job. I would love. No. Absolutely crazy. All right. That being said, no questions on the Jumbotron. You're leading me to have to read these DMs. It's absolutely tragic. Please grab the mic. Boom. Dion coming up here, saving us from having to read those DMs. All right, go ahead.
Hello, Sean. Big fan. I am part of this cohort of 100 devs. I've always loved learning. I love building. It's a great journey. I'm almost afraid to get that job because it might get in the way of me continuing this pattern. This has been a really fun ride. The more I learn, though, the more I am realizing that these jobs that I'm looking at, that I'm trying to aim for, I don't really have any idea what the job actually is. I know we're going to be taking probably some tickets on things, but like tickets to do what? What does the day look like? What kind of stuff will you be doing? Um, Searching that should seem easy and should bring up a million YouTube videos or people explaining what that is, and I'm not getting those details of like really what does you at McDonald's, you're gonna be flipping a burger or something, you're gonna be, data entry, you're gonna be typing something in, blah 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 blah. But like these software engineer jobs, I'm like, I know I like the company, I know I like the product, but I'm like, what will my actual role day to day be after I've learned all of this stuff? That's all.
I absolutely, absolutely love that. So, that being said, Dion is about to get one step closer to that juicy, juicy tech money. Jeff is about to blow him away with that value of what it's like a day in the life of a wonderful software engineer. And you're thinking to yourself, wow, I have so many questions and no answers. You could have been like Dion, grab the mic and get your answer. All right, Jeff, what's a day in the life of a Cisco engineer?
Oh, that's a pretty good question. So I've only been on this team for about 8 months, so I'm pretty young guy to this team. I will say that showing up to the office is optional. There's like I don't know, honestly. It's kind of not really figured out yet. It's like you could go a day a week or 2 days a week or not. Like basically, they were like, yeah, if you want to go a day or two a week, we'll buy you these like new monitor and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, yeah, yeah, I think it'd be healthy for me to go into the office and see some humans. But turns out it's not really so much happening as much as kind of we all thought. So everything's just working out very well remotely. So
Love it, love it. So because everything's remote, it's lots of meetings, and in between meetings, we're hopefully trying to get whatever a ticket means. So like one task that the team is working on. So like you said, it's hard to know what you will be building. I don't know. Whatever your team is working on is what you'll be building. As a software engineer, people like to say that we code, and I like to say that I solve problems. Our team has a problem, and I'm going to solve it. It's literally my job to solve it. Literally, literally. So Dion, if our team was like, you know what, I want my website to be attached to the Amazon website, so I could search from my website all the Amazon projects. And guess what, Dion, you're doing that. Well, guess what? That's what you're doing on your team this week. It's not like super super thorough. Like besides having these meetings, meeting with your manager, doing all those little things to basically keep your job, show up to meetings, clock in. Besides that, they're gonna give you a task, and it's gonna be your job to figure it out. Do whatever googling you gotta do, but at the end of the day, we're gonna want our site to be able to get those Amazon projects. Like I just said, it's going to be regular word speak. It's not going to be like, I need you to set up a JavaScript API. And it's going to, no, 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 no. It's going to be in regular English. Hey, the feature button doesn't work. Fix. That's it. That's it. And it's going to be your job to Google whatever you got to Google and fix it. So it's kind of like what you're doing right now. Your project's broken. You're going to spend all day trying to fix it, Googling things, asking Tony, asking Jeff, hey, what can I do to fix this? And that's exactly what you're going to be doing on the job. You're building all of those wonderful skills, whether it be patience or coding skills. You will be building those on the job. So, that being said, hopefully, we created some value for you. For those who just came in, we're on the hunt getting a job in tech. If you got questions, hopefully, we have answers. Dion just got some great, great value. Please grab the mic if you want that same value. If you don't have a mic, you're on a PC or what have you, please post under our pinned tweet at the top. We will be getting to those as soon as no one is putting up their hand. I hope someone puts up their hand, but they're not. It's so tragic. All right, that being said, all of this provided by wonderful 100 devs free web dev agency offering you HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Node, backend, full stack engineering, and the wonderful soft skills to get that job in tech. If you don't already know, go on under my wonderful featured link in my bio. Click on the 100 devs button, learn more about that. Need to learn more about me? Feel free to click on the SeanCharles.com link. Feel free to read my bio. Or if you just want to know what am I offering up here for free, I have those wonderful product section. All of those things I'm offering you right now for free if you grab the mic. People are literally paying me for these answers. That could be you. You could be literally getting paid in that value. All you had to do was grab the mic. You're probably frantically typing, trying to get your question under the pinned tweet. But guess what? Young Uzi raised his hand and got his application to the front of the line. You're sitting there in the manager's queue thinking, I hope they respond to me. And guess what? Young Uzi is out there on lunch with the CEO because guess what? He stepped up to the plate. Go ahead, Young Uzi. You have a question, advice, just up here to relax. What's good?
Okay. Hello. Good. Good morning, everybody. I want to ask, where are you from? Where are you from?
What was your question?
Where are you from? I'm sorry,
Um,
my English is not good.
I love
So,
it. I am currently in Boston. Was born in Connecticut, but originally from Guyana. It is a wonderful country in South
Guyana.
America. Yup. But that being said, feel free. You could find that out in my wonderful right under my bio, the pinned tweets. I mean the pinned link. You're gonna find my website, SeanCharles.com. You could have clicked on the About Me and realized that I am Guyanese. Yes, I also put that in my portfolio. So that being said, I don't know how much value that really created for you, but hopefully that was valuable. All right, we have Cisco on the stage. You're right now frantically typing in those pinned tweets trying to get my attention, not knowing all you had to do was grab the mic, fast track your dev career. Go ahead, Cisco. You there, Cisco?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Go ahead, ask your question, give your value, whatever you're doing.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm a product designer, okay? And I'm new to the tech space, so about 5 months now. I'm just wondering, I'm not in a hunt for a job, but I I would prefer an internship rather because I feel like I'm in a learning process. So I just want to know how do I get apply for an internship, you know?
Boom, I love it. How do I get a tech internship? Very, very good question. So I think it's kind of the same way you get a tech job in here. You gotta do the upfront legwork. You gotta do those networking. Like if you have like no connection to those wonderful, wonderful recruiters and hiring managers that are currently looking for those interns, I suggest you do a search. Or better yet, realize that once you find that internship, they're probably going to have this thing called an application with some requirements. Make sure whatever those requirements are, it looks like your account. Like if they say we need a resume, make sure that your resume looks like the things they're looking for. Your account is exactly what they want. That's my only advice. If you think you could have gave better advice, please grab the mic. He is literally begging you for that value. And then nobody grabs the mic. Jeff, please, please, please give this poor soul some value.
Yeah, I'll say so a lot when I was going through my interviews, I actually found that a lot of the most valuable skills that I had was um, kind of more just revolved around being like a likable person, right? Like so I clearly was a junior when I was interviewing for my role, and I needed some guidance. I needed some help. So at that stage of your career, at that point, basically, like they can take anybody and train anybody up. So the things that I feel like that were the most helpful for me at that point were just being a likable person, being receptive to advice. So like during the interview, you know, once I messed up the problem and they gave me hints and answers like how was I to work with, you know, when was I like, oh, I know that, you know what I mean? Like if I were to respond to something like that, they're going to be like, oh, okay, we probably don't want to work with this guy. But I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, yeah, okay, good point. Yeah, I didn't think of it like that. Let me, you know, I was just very receptive to their advice, stuff like that. Basically, like it depends on your level, I suppose. But if you're going for like an entry level, they don't want you to necessarily be a master of all things. They want to be able to train you up, and you need to be able to be receptive to their feedback. So
I love it. I love it. So they're looking for those soft skills. If you're looking for an internship, it's probably entry level. There's no internship to CEO. Maybe there is. That'd be dope. I need to go look that up. Anyway, the point is if you're looking for an internship, it's probably an entry level. They know you don't know anything. So please, if you thinking, you know what, I need a lot of experience to get this internship, you're wrong. There's a person literally in the hiring manager's DMs putting their application in front of yours because you think you need experience to get this wonderful, wonderful tech money. The problem is there's a person like Cisco coming up, asking his question, getting in front of the hiring managers, getting in front of the recruiters, and asking, how do I get this internship? And guess what? He gets an answer, he gets some value, he gets the internship. Why didn't you get the internship? Right now, you're sitting in the listeners thinking, why wasn't it I? It's because you didn't grab the mic. For those who just got in, we're on the hunt getting a job in tech. If you got questions, please, please, please share that link. We want everyone to get this value and get that answer. If you're new here, we're from 100 devs learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, backend, all of those wonderful, wonderful skills that you will need to get a software engineering job in tech. Also, for the free, grab the mic. There's people right now in, urgently typing in to those hiring managers, to those recruiters, or even to the wonderful, wonderful billboard at the top, not knowing there's an easy way to fast track your career. Just grabbing the mic. All right, you guys are making me have to go to this wonderful, wonderful land called my DMs for these questions because you didn't grab the mic or post your question at the top. It's very sad. Like Jeff is sitting here urgently, urgently waiting to create value for you, but no questions come. It's literally like me being a hiring manager, putting out a ref, and then nobody responding. Like my DMs are silent. Why would you let the hiring manager's DMs go silent? Now they're going all the way through these anonymous applications when you could have just took the recruiting manager out for a sandwich and immediately fast tracked your application to the top. Sarah Von Kumar is about to get that question. That was your question. All right. It's your time to shine, Sarah. Go ahead.
Hello, good morning to everyone. So my question
Good
is,
morning. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm working professional. I almost foreign in this industry for 10 years. So when we go for approaching the new interview, there is a data structure in this uh, in this rendering. Most of the time, companies expecting the data structure and algorithm styles. So for me, not having the good amount of experience on the data and structure. So that is really difficult to get or to get the new opportunities. So how to deal with this?
All right. Sarah Vana Kumar asked a very good question. He has 10 years experience and somehow he still can't find that job in tech. Now, if you could answer his question, there is money for you. Sarah Polly would pay you to teach him how to get that job. So if you could have answered his question, please grab the mic, create some value for us, get that job. Okay, Saravana Kumar. So what I would say, if you have 10 years experience and you're still having trouble getting a job, it's because either now I want to ask, are you having trouble getting interviews or are you having trouble getting the job past the interview?
Uh, yeah, if I apply for job, the very first is this is the assignment. So they are
Okay, I
not.
repeat. Simple question. Yes or no? Are you getting interviews or are you not?
Yeah, I'm getting interviews.
Okay, so that means you're not getting through the interview. They're seeing your application saying, yes, you have all of the experience, come to an interview, but you get to the interview and then fumble the ball. For some reason, they're talking to you and it's not exactly what they want. What I would suggest you do is try and try and try to take some mock interviews. I can't remember the site, but there's a site that gives you free mock interviews. If you knew what that site was, You could have been giving Sarah Vanakumar all of this value and getting this 6-figure job. Realize a job in tech is just about having the answer and being able to create that value for another person. So if you could have answered his question, there is a 6-figure job for you. So that being said, you're getting those interviews, but you're not getting through the interviews. You're not getting offers. The problem is your profile looks good. The hiring manager is saying, yes, send him off to the technical interview, and then somehow you're not getting through. What I would suggest is doing more mock interviews, aka talking with a real person and getting the reason why you're not getting those interviews. Maybe you don't know how to sell your experiences well. Maybe you don't know how to intro yourself. 30 to 60 seconds. If you're taking any longer to answer the question, you're doing it all wrong. Try to keep it short, 30 to 60 seconds. It doesn't take that many conversations for somebody to realize, yes, I want to pay you. Realize hiring round is only like hiring rounds is only like usually 3 hiring rounds, and those are like 30 to 45-minute conversations. So in 2 hours you will have that job. If you're not making it all the way to them offering you the job, is because somewhere in that interview you did not sound like you knew what you were doing, or you didn't sound like you were the person that they wanted to hire. So I would suggest working on that with mock interviews. Make sure that you are the right person for them. Well, clearly you're getting in the interview, so your resume says that you're the right person for them. But when you're getting in the interview, you're not saying that you're the right person for them. So either we need to reframe our experience, or another big tip for people, don't shoot yourself in the foot. Lots of people go into those interviews and then say, the hiring manager asks, are you okay? So the first thing we need is a good back end uh, developer. Do you know any backend? Maybe you don't. You're gonna say, "Oh, I don't. I'm actually bad at backend." No, no, no. You're shooting yourself in the foot. It's okay to not know things, but I am paying you to solve my problem, not to know things. So, what I would have said if I absolutely didn't know backend, I would say, actually, I am not aware of that technology. But if you gave me some time, I am very certain that I would be able to learn that technology and provide a solution for you. Matter of fact, if there's ever a time where I can't answer the question in an interview, guess what? That hiring manager is going to get an email right after this interview with my answer and saying, I'm so sorry. I blanked in that interview. But I know, given time, I can create all the value you need for not only this position, but the company. If you would give me a second chance, that would be so amazing. Boom. Second interview. There's been lots of times where I've been in an interview and I bombed it, completely bombed it, didn't know what I was talking about. Absolutely did not know what I was talking about. But talks like a human being, told them exactly the steps I would do to solve their problem, and boom, one software engineer position for me. So that being said, Jeff, I don't know if you wanted to create some value for Sarah Von Kumar, but if not, um, we're going to head on to the next one. If you guys didn't hear Sarah Von Kumar's question, you just missed out on some valuable stuff. All right, so we're on the hunt, getting a job in tech. If you have questions, hopefully me and Jeff will have answers. Matter of fact, it should be you who have the answers. If you have answers to all of these questions, guess what? there was a tech job for you. But why don't you have that job? Is it because Jeff is a better engineer than you? I Maybe it is. Maybe Jeff is amazing engineer. Um, but the only difference between you and Jeff is that Jeff grabbed the mic and is on stage. That could be you, but for some reason, it's not. Now, if you have a PC and you're not able to grab the mic, I am so sorry. I am being so insensitive. Feel free to put your question under the pinned tweets right now, or better yet, share the space so that one of your followers could get all of this value and grab the mic. Would be very much appreciated. All right, guys, if you don't already know what the 100 Devs is, it's a wonderful free web dev agency that's giving you all the tools you need: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, backend, Node, full stack engineering, all the soft skills to get that job in tech. Okay, now, despite all of those skills, there's this one thing that is the difference between that amazing 10x unicorn engineer and the regular engineers. I remember Lawrence was in here asking why is there so many engineers with like this huge following, and I know they don't know as much as Jeff. Why doesn't Jeff have, I mean, why don't you have that amazing follower that Jeff has? Is it because Jeff is a better engineer than you? No, it is not. It's because he grabbed the mic. He put himself out there. He networked. I hate that word networking. It's such a dirty word. I like to say it's just showing up in spaces that you want to be. Showing up in the type of spaces you want to be. Now, if you wanted to be in this type of space, the way you show up is by grabbing the mic. We want to hear your beautiful voice. Now, if you don't have a mic, you're on the wonderful PC. Please put your question in the pinned tweets at the top. If you don't already know, we're on the hunt getting a job in tech. If you got questions, please, please, please put it up there, and I hope we'll have some answers and create some value for you. It's crazy because I go through that whole speech like every 15 to 30 minutes, and then there's still people who don't grab the mic. Like, I don't care if you. And then there's wonderful person who's grabbed the mic for the fifth time. Feel free. I know. We've already heard Cisco. I already know we heard Deluxe before. But guess what? If they grab the mic, those are the questions we are answering. All right, let's see. Since nobody grabbed the mic or put in a question, now I'm forced to go to my DMs. Forcing me to go to my DMs. How dare y'all? All right, guys. So, boom, somebody just wrote a question. This could have been your question. You could have been getting this value. But anyway, all right. So I have a couple of projects, but none of these interviewers are reaching out to me. I can't get the interview. How can I get in that interview? It's absolutely crazy. So many people are out here making projects, studying data structures and algorithms for years, and then still not getting interviews. We just had a dev come up here, 10 years of experience. Absolutely crazy. 10 years of experience. Still can't get through that interview. Now, I don't know if Jeff got 10 years of experience. I'm not sure. He told me last year he didn't have that beautiful Cisco job. So I doubt he has 10 years of experience. And if you didn't know how much experience I have, feel free to go to that my bio on my account, and right under the bio there's wonderful pinned link. You will see SeanCharles.com, the first link. You could go there and see my bio, but I'll shortcut for you. I don't have 10 years of experience. How am I getting jobs? And that developer with 10 years experience isn't getting jobs. Is it because I'm a better engineer? No, no, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, Jeff.
So my job that I ended up getting, um, I think it did say something like, minimum 2 years experience required, something like that. But obviously, I didn't listen to that, and I just applied anyway. And